Everybody wants to know what your worst moments were in broadcasting. Well, lots of things went wrong in broadcasting. I remember one occasion I was presenting a Setanta TV football program and I was told, it's off air, the satellite's gone down, you can just relax. But instead I just kept going, and for the next 5 minutes I kept talking and interviewing the people I was with, and then they said, oh sorry, it's the monitor that's gone down rather than the satellite. In other words, they were unable to see the picture, but the audience was. So there's one lesson in holding your nerve and carrying on until you're certain that you're off air. But on another occasion I definitely was on air. I had Jill Dando and Nick Witchell in studio with me at BBC Breakfast News, and I was reading an FA Cup draw. So let's say Tottenham had been drawn against Arsenal in the star match of the round, but the piece finished with words that were new to me. It said, and Wimpy Wolves will be no match for the mighty Hornets as they march triumphantly to Wembley. And all through this I'm thinking, where did this come from? I'm seeing this for the first time. Wimpy Wolves, are they now sponsored by the hamburger people Wimpy or the house builders Wimpy? And Hornets, who's that? Watford. Now this is going through my mind while I'm saying these words. Without comment, I hand over to Jill Dando, and Jill looks at me and says, thanks Bill, more sport in half an hour. And she looks slightly puzzled, but avoids saying anything. We get off air and we all agree, where did that come from? And we realise that somebody has tampered with my autocue. Well, I go into the newsroom and a very embarrassed deputy news editor says, didn't you read the autocue before you went on? I said, I did. What did you do to my autocue? He said, well, I added on a line for a joke. I said, a joke. BBC News, and you've added it on for a joke. And only because he was the deputy news editor did he keep his job. I may have lost mine if I had joked with the autocue. But if there's one lesson to be learned from that, it is, things might go spectacularly wrong. If you just downplay it, does anybody notice? Complaints received by the BBC that morning? 0. In my head, I thought a firework had gone off. To the audience, they just brushed it off. So, when things go wrong during your speech, during an interview, it may be a disaster to you, but it's only a disaster if you tell the audience.